today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the DC Collectibles Justice League Throne of Atlantis number 11, Aquaman. A new line of 4 figures, not really so much a new line, but I found these at my local comic book store. This is number 11, and it comes to us from the DC Universe animated movie, Justice League Throne of Atlantis. A great way also, by the way, to pick up an Aquaman if you've already been picking up the Justice League War figures and Son of Batman, which a lot of you guys have pointed out to me. This is a continuation of that line. So if it seems like it's 11 and it's like, well, there's only 4 figures in the set, it's a continuation from the same sort of universe. It doesn't look like Aquaman comes with any sort of accessories. Do you see any accessories? I don't see any accessories. But there's a picture of Aquaman on the side, sporting some mutton chops. Spin around the back. The other figures that consist of this set are Aquaman, Mera, Black Manta, and Ocean Master. To certainly check out more, you can go over to DC Comics. Not so much for figures, but to check out other things going on with DC Comics. And of course, you can also go to Comic Shop Locator if you have a tough time, like myself. I've been there. I've been there myself, where you can't find a local comic book store. Put it in, it works. I found a local comic book store by putting in my postal code. I live in Canada A. At any rate, Spot's going to take a break. I'm going to get this opened up, and when we come back, we're going to get a better look at DC Comics Justice League Throne of Atlantis, number 11, Aquaman. There's more anyway, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Sad news to report for Aquaman. Sadly, he doesn't come with any sort of display stand, nor does he come with a trident. Not that he could possibly hold the trident, as the fact that his hands are molded shut. Kind of wish, though, he at least had come with that. At the end of the day, though, you get a bare bones version of Aquaman, which I do really like the figure. There's things about it that I'm not crazy about, but the overall design of it I do like. I also big fan still of the Justice League War figures. These, the Batman. Well, the Batman was part of Son of Batman. Then we had Superman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, Flash. Now we can add Aquaman to the mix. He stays pretty consistent with that same design, which is one thing I like. Not really even so much a thank you to DC Collectibles, but a thank you to DC animated movies for really still producing a consistent design. It's not in place for all the movies, granted, but most of the movies still seem to have a consistent kind of design scheme to them. There's always ones that kind of just jump ship and kind of do something a little bit different. But like at least when it comes to figure form, Aquaman, of course, can sit with the other League members, and he doesn't look too jarring, and he doesn't look too out of place. He's got classic Aquaman attire, the orange in the top, the green at the bottom there. No real scaling, though, to be shown in the suit, although still with the orange treatment, I do really like it. Also digging the metallic green that they put in there, as well as little accents of that same green lower into his leg area. He's got some gold going on around his belt section there as well. Yeah, overall he's a really clean looking figure, and of course let's not forget the big fins that Aquaman has at the backs of his legs. I guess the only thing to note, I guess the one thing I'm not crazy about, is maybe his face. His face isn't bad, but I find his sideburns get so incredibly lost. If they had only sculpted them in rather than just painted them on, or put something on there that divide that, because from a distance you almost don't even notice that he's got them until you start looking closer. If they had put like a line or something to draw around it so that you could see it, or if they had actually sculpted it in. The hair's nice. I just kind of wish that carried down into his sideburns. That's one small point to make, but a point that I have noticed. Figure, though, as a whole, though, I really like it. Kind of wish he had a trident. Kind of wish, of course, he had a display stand. He's got peg holes, but of course, we know how it goes. We don't get display stands to speak of. When it comes to his articulation, well, Aquaman does have a ball joint in the head, hinged ball joint shoulders, which also rotate all the way around. He has a swivel point in the bicep, bend in the elbow, which also swivels, and no swivel point in the wrist, which is also kind of crappy, because you have to, in order to get his hands a certain way, you have to rotate it at the forearm. It's not something I'm going to lose sleep over, but again, something to note. No articulation in the waist. However, the legs do go forward and back and out via a really nice ball joint in the leg area, and he has a single bend in the knee. Some would consider this bare bones when it comes to articulation, but you know what? It really does everything it needs to do. I don't have to have it swiveling at the thigh, a double bend at the knee. It doesn't bother me all that much for what he needs to do. I think he still does a good job at it. Just kind of wish he had a trident. That's the only thing I would have said. One hit, I kind of wish he had a trident, and I kind of wish his sideburns were sculpted in just a little bit better so that you could actually see them. Again, this is the first figure that we're having a look at. It's technically class number 11, but this is going to be the first figure that we're having a look at from the Throne of Atlantis. Spot's going to be having a look at the other three as well, so certainly stay tuned for that. Today's Toy Spot, we were having a look at the DC Collectibles, DC Comics animated movie, Atlantis, Throne of Atlantis. We're having a look today at Aquaman. Like I said, stay tuned. Spot's going to have the reviews of the other three figures. Those are going to be coming your way. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.